All right, let's get started here. Welcome to the Real P&L Trading Show, where I share my real P&L on 4 accounts and share my proprietary safe wheel for free. And you should be able to see my screen. And I want to make sure my audio is working. You guys go ahead and let me know in the comments there. I appreciate that. Also, be sure to post any questions you might have. Sometimes I get to the end of the broadcast, I get a question, and it comes in too late, and I'm already ending the broadcast. So get those in early. I'd appreciate that. All right, first thing, let's talk about the earnings edge. What happened last week with the earnings edge? You can see that I traded Oracle right here, made $820. So let's put that in the spreadsheet. Let's see what the P&L is on the account. 10,800. There's my net liquidation, not P&L, but net liquidation right there. 10,800. Let me put that into the spreadsheet. And let me know if you guys can hear me okay in the comments. I'd appreciate that. With the earnings edge, you can see here that since I started the 3.0 update, which is in 2025, all my trades in 2025 have been the 3.0 update of the earnings edge. I got 5 wins, 1 loss, 83% win rate. Average win 1102, average loss only 516. This account, Ann says, sounds good. Thank you, Ann. I appreciate that. This account is up 68% this year. It's crazy. And I'm running a special right now. I'm going to open up the cart. I usually have the cart closed and you have to get on a waiting list, but the cart's currently open and there's a coupon. If you see the link in the description of this video, there's a coupon in there for $300 off. It's only for the first 2 people that use that coupon. Just want to let you know that the Earnings Edge 3.0 update, I'm running a quick little special for whoever's watching this video here. Okay, so let's take a look at, what did I say, 10,800. Oops, 10,800. And what is SPY trading? SPY is 592.15. 592.15, so it's down. It's down this week. Okay. All right. So looking at this spreadsheet, you can obviously know my 2022 results, where I vastly outperformed. 2023 underperformed a little bit. 2024 underperformed a lot. 33 minus 33 to plus 23% for the S&P 500. Now, so far this year, the S&P 500 is up 1.14% based on SPY, and the earnings edge is up over 68%. So overall totals from 2022, I'm up 116%, where the S&P 500 is up 23.27% based on SPY. And I want to say that that does not include dividends. I don't have dividends included in there, so it's a little higher than that. Someone mentioned that the other day, so I wanted to make sure that I throw that in there. So up 116% versus 23% overall. Obviously, there's more risk in this trade. It has some volatility, but you can see how well it's doing. And like I said, I am opening the cart just for a little bit here, and it's open for you if you want to pay the full price, but you can get $300 off if you're one of the first to use that coupon code that's in the description of this video here. All right, let's get to the PL5 Pro. See, I had 484,504. That was the value of that account last time we looked at it. And I think this is the one. Yeah, 491, 493. 491, 493 is now the net liquidation value. 491, 493. So you can see I started trading this PL5 Pro on July 19th, 2024. I had discovered it probably about 3 months before that, but I had to really back test and scrutinize it before I started trading it live. And so in that period, about a 6-month period in 2024, I was up 15.99%, where the market was up 6.65%. And so far in 2025, the PL5 Pro is up 4.91%, where the market is up 1.14%. So if you take the overall totals, which I've been trading this since July 19th, so 6, 7, 8, maybe about 8 months approximately, I'm up 21.68%. And the market's up 7.86%. And I have to look at the numbers off the top of my head. I know that my drawdowns are lower than the market's drawdowns in that time period. Okay, so that's the PL5 Pro. Let's go into the actual PL5. Now, with the PL5, this is specifically designed to outperform the S&P. So it'll draw down with the S&P 500, but it won't draw down as much. That's the goal, and that's the way it's designed. My last time I looked at this, I had 34,070. So last week there was $34,070 in the account. Let's see what there is this today. I can't show you the whole thing on my interactive brokers because it'll show my account number. So I have 34,310. So I'm up a little bit, 34,310. So the market's down over the last week, but the PL5 is actually up over the last week. So if you look at the PL5, I started this on July 16th, 2024. So almost the same time as the PL5 Pro, but 3 days earlier. I started with $30,000 in 2024. From that July 16th to the end of the year, I'm up 10.2%. The market was up 3.94%. In 2025, the PL5 is up 3.76%, and the market is up 1.14%. So overall totals in the last 8 months, the PL5 is up 14.37%, and the market is up 5.13% from that particular day on July 16th, 2024. Okay, so you can get an idea of how much and how my systems are doing. They're each in their own individual account, so I don't have everything mixed up. I don't have different trade structures or different trades all in one account. It's too confusing. Plus, if there's a market crash, it's way too complicated to figure out how to adjust or trade or to deal with, 15 or 20 different positions. It's just not something you want to deal with when the market's crashing, like on August 5th, 2024, just a few months back. What happened to the people that had a whole bunch of different positions on premium selling positions, option selling positions? What happened to their account? Well, there was a lot of things to deal with. You got 20, 25 positions. What are you going to do with all that? You're trying to manage 25 different positions. I mean, and the market's crashing, and you got 3 minutes to make a decision. What are you going to do with all that? Just complexity doesn't scale very well. I think that's the point I'm making. Okay, so Safe Wheel, what's going on with that one? Looks like I had $5,711 in there last week. Let's see what it is today. It's this account here. No, it's not that account, it's this account here. 5763. That's my net liquidation, 5763. So I'm up about 50 bucks here from last week, even though the market was down. And you can see that the Safe Wheel in 2024, it did not perform too well. It just depends. For some people, it did perform well, and for me, it didn't. Just depends. This one's a little different than the PL5 and the PL5 Pro. That is more exact, and everybody's kind of on the same schedule, and everyone's making similar trades, and they get similar results. But with the Safe Wheel, you can get different results because you pick a different underlying, different things happen. But on 2022, you can see I did 21%, market down 19. 2023 up 5%, market up 24. In 2024, Safe Wheel down 14, market up 23. And in 2025, the Safe Wheel's up 5.16%, and the market's only up 1.14. So I'm outperforming in 2025 pretty well. My drawdowns are about half of the S&P 500, so on a risk-adjusted basis, you can pretty much double what my nominal returns are, and that'll be a fair assessment. Total from running the Safe Wheel from 2022, I'm up 15.26%. The market's up 24.67. So if you double the 15.26 on a risk-adjusted basis, I'm outperforming just a little bit, 30% versus 25%, but nominally underperforming. But it just depends on what kind of risk-adjusted returns you want to have. The market can draw down as much as 30 or 40%. I don't want to see that in one of my accounts. So that's how the safe wheel is doing. I actually shared my net liquidation on all 4 of my accounts. Also, just a reminder, there's a coupon code. The Earnings Edge cart is open. I usually put people into a wait list. The cart's open, and the first 2 people that come into the Earnings Edge and use that coupon code below, there's only, it will only work twice. You can get into the Earnings Edge course, and I'm up 68% in just 2025, in just 2 months. So my 3.0 is working quite well. Okay, so let's see here if there's any comments. Let me take this off. Any comments or questions? Oh, before we get into comments and questions, I need to trade the account, don't I? So let's talk about trading the safe wheel, because I've been trading the safe wheel live since 2022 in this account, every single trade, except for my long calls that I pay $5 for, right, on Fridays. Other than that, I've made every single trade live in this account. And I don't think there's anyone else. There is no one else that's traded all their trades they've made live in their account. I don't see that happening anywhere else on YouTube. Okay, so let's take a look at the LI and the safe wheel and what we need to do here. I have a put hedge and I have a long call. These are my 2 hedges. So 3 questions for my hedge, my put hedge. Number 1, do I own 200 shares? The answer is no, so I don't need to do anything. Second question, am I under 100 days until this particular option expires? No. So I'm okay there. I'm at 109. And then the next question, is this strike within 70% of the actual price of the underlying? Let's run a quick test of that. So the strike is the $20 strike, and it's currently trading at $27.60. And it's 72%. So I'm close enough to be effective with my hedge. So I don't need to do anything there. I also have my long call. Paid $6 for it on Friday. It's worth 63 cents. So obviously the market, something's going on here. Probably coming into earnings, if I had to guess. Let's see. Let me look at the chart here on LI. Earnings are in a couple weeks. We had quite a bit of volatility here lately, so maybe that's what's going on. But let's take a look here. Okay, so really, I have my hedges in place. I don't own any shares, so I'm going to sell a put. I'm going to run the traditional wheel now that I have my hedges. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go to the Trade tab and take a look at what expires at the end of the week. And I'm going to sell a put, and I'm going to sell it out of the money, but I want to get at least 28 cents for it. So I could sell this 25.50 put. I want to get, the reason why I want to go as far out of the money as possible is so I can get the most protection that I could have, because remember, I own that 20 strike. So the further out of the money I go, the more conservative it is, but the closer in the money I go, the more money I can make. But typically what I'll do is I'll go to where I could make this trade and get enough premium, and then I'll go one more closer to the money. So I'm going to sell the $26 put, and based on my sizing, I'm going to do one of those. My mid price is 40 cents or $40. I'm going to sell one of those. It's going to expire at the end of the week, or I'm going to get assigned at $26. So let's see if that fills. Okay, that moved a little bit. So I will work this order down, another $1, and build there. Okay. So now I've collected $39 more. ABC, always be collecting. I'm always collecting premium. A lot of people get stuck in the wheel. I did a video a couple weeks ago on the 7 problems that you can have when you trade the wheel strategy. It's an interesting video. It goes over the 7 things you got to look out for. And one of them is getting stuck in the trade, right? So I could be stuck in LI if I didn't have any hedges, and I would not be able to collect any premium. But I'm always collecting premium with a safe wheel, always collecting premium. So and now the sizing, if I have between $5,000 and $10,000, I'll have 3 put hedges, and I'll run 1 contract on the wheel strategy. Just to be clear about the sizing. Okay, so let's see here. Ann says the sound is good. I appreciate that. Less is more says, for an account like your PL5 with a net lick of 34 grand, how much of the cash balance are you actually using to trade this? Of the cash balance. Well, there's 2 kind of balances, right? There's options trading balance and there's like a cash balance. So with this particular PL5, okay, not the PL5 Pro, but the PL5, I'm using about half of my option buying power, and I'm using about 90% of my cash to either to do what I call profit stacking, which means to buy either bonds, or you can buy an underlying like SPY and own the market. So I own the market with about 90% of the cash, and then about 50% of the options buying power. I use that for the PL5 program. That's how I run the PL5, the $34,000 account. Okay, and 270 Mad Mike says, hit that like button. I would appreciate it if you hit the like button. I think it will not only help me, but it will help other people who are probably similar to you, who believe that other instructors should share their P&L. And I'm trying to put pressure on them to share their P&L. I'm tired of the BS of, hiding their trades, hiding the losers, only showing the winners. I don't think it's correct, and I don't think it's ethical to try to sell something without sharing your P&L. I just don't believe you should do that, because there's a lot of people that are buying courses and buying from instructors who aren't making money now. You might be interested in buying from an instructor even if they don't make money trading. In fact, type in the chat right now, if you believe that you should only learn from an instructor that is profitable, type yes. And if you believe that you should learn from an instructor whether they're profitable or not, and you believe you can learn from them and that's the way you want to learn, type no. And I just want to get an idea of, in the chat, are you really think that you want to learn from someone that's not profitable or not? Because I think I ran a quick survey. I won't get too much into it, but I think about 90 to 95% of the people believe that, yeah, they want to learn from someone that's actually profitable rather than someone that is not profitable. So type in the chat there, I'd appreciate that. But also hit that like button, because again, if this video, the more that my channel gets out there, the more that it puts pressure on other instructors to share their P&L, because that's one of my goals, is to change this industry and force these guys to share their P&L instead of cherry picking their wins and then selling a bunch of courses. What version of Option Explorer are you using? Good question. I don't have it up right now. I just reset my computer and I hadn't reset Option Explorer right now, so I don't know. Avery, what version are you using? Maybe you can put that in the chat. Avery says hit the like button. And Avery says, if you're long 90% of your cash in SPY shares in a $30,000 account, you can only allocate roughly $15,000 into options trading through profit stacking. Yep. Yeah, Avery's my daughter, and she's also my head coach. So I'm getting a lot of yeses on, yes, you believe that from getting an instructor, I should get a lot of yeses there, I would hope. That if you want to learn from someone, you want to learn from someone that is actually profitable trading. Mad Mike says, I'm scared when people say they win 100% of the time. Yeah, they win 100% of the time, sure, in the bull market. Well, what about when the market crashes? I asked somebody the other day if they would share their P&L. I don't know if I mentioned this before. And another YouTube instructor, right, that sells a course, and he shared his P&L, but he shared it all the way back to September. And I said, whoa, 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 you need to go a little bit back further before that into August. I want to see what you did when the crash, when the market crashed. I want to see how well you did. You know, I don't want to see this bull market stuff. You know, anybody can make money in the bull market, right? Okay. So Avery, I don't think you're in front of your computer. So that's probably why you're not giving me that information right now. Okay. Less is more. I don't think we really ever know with other instructors if they are really profitable. You get lost in the smoke and mirrors. I agree with that so much. The smoke and mirrors work so well. I don't understand why it works so well, and I'm trying to make that not work so well. So if you guys hit the like button, it'll help push this out in the algorithm and help prevent the smoke and mirrors. Monarch Loan says they can lose money for short periods, but need to be profitable over the long haul. Right, and they can make money over short periods, but they need to be profitable over the long haul. That's kind of the way I would say that. Something else, I mean, with my systems, you don't really only want to make money in a crash. You want to make money in all market environments. That's one way I like to, it's kind of a paradox, a different way of saying the way that I trade. Avery says that she's using the latest beta version of OptionNet Explorer that was updated last month, but I don't know exactly the number on that. It would take me a minute to pull it up. Avery says, I'm in front of your house waiting for the stream to end. Okay, well, come on in here then. Yeah, we always meet on Monday mornings. So she comes by and there's a lot of stuff we got to go over. Okay, so I don't see any more questions or comments. Any more questions or comments? Hit the like button, help me out, help the algorithm push out my YouTube channel so we can get the other instructors to prevent them from using the smoke and mirrors. That would be helpful. And that's one of my goals. It's really hard to compete with these guys, right? Because I'm showing you, something where if it's forward tested, back tested, you can make, 15 to 20 to 25% a year. And these guys are talking about making 100% a year. And I was like, how do I compete with that? So I'm trying to help people, get more realistic about how their results and realistic about their trading, because they're going to go over there thinking they're going to make 100% and then they're going to blow out their account. And after they blow out their account, if they don't quit, then that's when they end up with me. Typically, that's kind of how that happens. The battle-scarred trader, right? Less is more. The smoke and mirrors work so well because they hype the wins and downplay the losses with convincing excuses. Yes, they talk about realized profits and they don't talk about unrealized losses, and they act like, well, the unrealized losses are just going to come back later, so we'll just deal with that later and we won't talk about it now. I don't agree with that. I think net liquidation is the way that you evaluate an account. It's not realized profits. It's not how you evaluate an account, in my opinion. And I think most people would agree. Do you guys agree with me that realized profits is not the best way to evaluate an account? Net liquidation is actually the best way? If you agree with me, type yes in the chat. So I want to see if you guys agree with that assessment. Help me out with that. If the P&L is not real, Martin says, yeah, the P&L is not real. And some guy says the beta version, the one in OptionNet Explorer was used. He downloaded the stable by mistake. I think either version will work fine with OptionNet Explorer. I'm not worried about, whether it's the downloadable, whatever version's fine. And I'm getting some yeses and yeses, which they agree with me. And Avery just walked in. Now I'm going to force her to come on camera. Come over here. That's why I brought you in here.
I haven't brushed my hair today. Hello, everybody.
Okay. So we're going to, I'm getting close here to the end here because I don't see any more questions or comments. I appreciate you guys giving me feedback and, whether you agree with me or not, I want your feedback. So in parting, if the P&L is not real, what else are they trying to conceal? Okay. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you next week.